Hello again. Accessories Junkie 1 wanted to know what my Louis Vuitton wallet collection was like and which one did I like the best. So I'm going to show you in the order in which I probably use them, and these will be repeats because I've done reviews on a lot of these. I use this insulate a lot. I can't show you my things, but I like the way it's nice and flat. The disadvantage is if you want to get to your cash, you have to almost pull some of it out like so to count it. And so if you have somebody in line behind you and you don't want them to see that, that's a disadvantage. That's the only one I see. I do hear people say that the little slits can expand and make it your cards easier to fall out. I have not had any problem with that. Wear and tear of this has been minimal enough that it looks brand new to me. The wire. That's why I love the canvas. That's why that's probably why I use this the most, because it's canvas. I like this little attachment so that I can add an extension, making it so that I can put on my wrist or to attach it to a bag. So probably use this one the most. The next one I would use is this Vernis, and it is a zippy wallet. The style is amazing. The drawback is it doesn't open wider. But since I've learned that if I would just memorize which side the zipper pull is on, and that's the side like primarily my money's going to go, maybe this other side is where my license and other IDs might go, then it helped me to stay organized. But it has lots of little slits and things like that to put your items. And I love of course, the option to put your change. I mean, all wallets are pretty much going to have these. I just think Louis Vuitton is good about the details. They do pay attention to them. So I'd probably use that one second. Third, I would use this agenda. And what I have done, since I'm not using this right now, here's this is a duct tape wallet my daughter made me, and to hold my cash flat, because that is my preference. And anyway, so because I'm not using this currently, I've taken these out, but I can show you the little tabs in which I put my items, and I love this too. The thing with me is that what I admire about many of you is that you want one wallet to go with everything all the time. And I have tried to be like that, but obviously I can't. I go crazy, and I love the option to change out, and there'll be one that I favor quite a bit. Okay, it'll be a matter of time before I go right back to this one. So that's the third wallet, because it's an organizer, but I use it as a wallet. The fourth one is this Mila clutch. I love that it works so well as a wallet. And I get to put in this little this card holder, because it works too well to put my ID and my credit card, debit card, things like that right inside here. I can put my phone here, and there's room for cash, like one lipstick and a key, and then I'm good to go. It's not very wide, but again, we're doing this as a wallet collection, and as a wallet, this works really well, especially for travel, because then I can double it up as a clutch if I want, and if I have a little small crossbody, this fits in nicely. The next one I would go to is this mini pochette, because I could take my cash, as it's just an open hole, I could take my cash and just fold it and stick it in. So I could use that. I just love this mini pochette. The next one I would use would be probably this one. And people have asked me about this. This is my new little clay. I've just been liking this multicolor, but couldn't really venture to what I would use it for, so I thought one little piece in the collection. The problem with this is it's thin, and I have a tendency to want to carry lots of things, so you really could have very little cash folded in there. In fact, it has a tendency to get caught in the zipper, which really scares me. I would just say a couple of bills folded, and you could fold it twice though, and you could stick it in there fine. And there's a slot here for ID, and I have mine in the violet color. I know lots of people have it in the magenta. So I would use this as a wallet next, and I would use this like in my clutches and things. And I have one in the red Palm d'Amour also, but it's the same style. The next one would be this little zippy coin wallet. I've almost sold this a couple of times, but again, there'll be that moment when I wish to use it. And this is, again, a good one for a clutch. It has a nice zipper, and it opens like this. There's a slot in the middle, slots here, but the reason I don't use it more often is you have to fold your cash. But if it's just an evening out, that's really not a big deal, is it? And it has lots, it's nice and wide, and it puts your coins in there just fine. So I'm really glad to have this in the collection. This is a Joey wallet. I've had a love-hate with this one. because it's thick like a regular wallet. So it doesn't really thin up. You see, I've got my Mila clutch. If I want a much smaller, I notice a difference immediately with this Mila because it's nice and thin. But this is as wide as any other wallet. And the problem is, again, my preference on carrying bills. There is a place for this to carry bills. And I have some in there presently, but you really shouldn't carry too much because it has a tendency to stick out. And I'm afraid it's going to hurt the piping. But there's a neat place you can put ID. I always like to keep a picture of my kids. There's hidden pockets everywhere. So you can put your stamps is what I like to do in one of those compartments. But there's 9 different slots here that you can put your cards, which I like. And it has a neat place to put your zipper. So just hearing about it and reading about it, I'm thinking this has got to be the most perfect wallet. But I have a tendency to overstuff it. And when you do, this sticks out, and I'm worried the stress on the piping. Nonetheless, this does work well, and I meant to mention this in the Manil Montant review that this does work well, sticking that in the bag. And it would go well in a bag like this to stick it in. So sometimes I have the urge, but I usually prefer the longer wallet. And then lastly, I would throw in my little Wapiti case. What I regularly use this for is to hold my camera, but there's many uses. It could be for makeup, but I don't recommend it just because it has that velvet-like interior. And then, but it would work well as a wallet, and it would just kind of be an interesting kind of wallet, I think. And that it would go like this, but it's not going to hold your iPhone, so this probably would just hold your money. And sadly enough, the least expensive thing on it is this strap, and I like to take it off. And I can use that on another wallet, like so. And it has a little bit more understated, more casual look to it. So anyway, those are my wallets. It's the order in which I use them. And I've mentioned this already. If you had to get one, I would choose something in the canvas. It does seem to be sturdier, and I would get it in the zippy just because it would enclose, have all your things in there. That is the one I would absolutely go for. And then I would absolutely go for the mini pochette. I just use this every day. This is something I never go back on. And then if it were a third one, that's a tough one. I probably would just go with that. Probably a small wallet so that it can go well in your little clutches and things like that. So I hope you found this helpful, and I appreciate all the requests. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.